giving you an opportunity to get the full story from the people who tell it best. This is Mediacom Newsleaders.
Hi, I'm James Mauser, your Newsleaders host. Thank you for joining us today. We've had some time off, but we're back in the studio now doing some sessions, so I'm glad you're here with us, and we're going to learn about what's currently happening with the Salvation Army in our area. You know, they've been on this show many times, but we have a new guest today. This is Major Curtis Hartley. Welcome to
Good morning.
Newsleaders.
Thank you.
Glad to have you here.
It's good to be here.
You've been in the area for what, about a month and a half?
Yeah, bit more than a few days more, sure.
So I have to ask you right off the bat, what's your impression of Columbia so far?
I think, first of all, my impression is it's a larger city than I was expecting. I have driven back and forth on Highway 70, of course, and that's essentially all I knew of it. I'd stopped in a little bit, a time or two. But as my wife and I have been driving around town to find our home and the offices and the Walmart and, all the restaurants that are open and some of those kind of things, it's been fun. Just exploring the city and discovering all that they have. An interesting sidelight, we had our 4 grandsons, ages 2 to 7, with us about the second week we were in town. So my wife did a lot of research online to find things that would interest these little guys and keep them busy during the day. So that was interesting, and it was a good way to get introduced to some of the town in that way, too.
Columbia certainly has grown over the years.
Yeah, I imagine.
I've been here for a while, and boy, north, south, east, and west, it just continues to expand.
Sure.
So
It seems like there's stuff going on everywhere. Yeah.
hang on to your hat, right?
Absolutely.
You're from Kansas?
I am.
Is your wife from there, too?
She's actually from Nebraska. We both grew up in the Salvation Army, and so we both moved around a lot as youngsters. Our parents were Salvation Army officers. She was born up near Chicago, but grew up mostly in Nebraska. I was born actually in Wichita, and then grew up mostly in Salina, Kansas, out in the middle of the state there. So both Midwestern kids.
So moving around for the Salvation Army, this is nothing new. This happens, right?
Right, yeah. Yeah.
In fact, can I ask you maybe how many moves you've had in your past?
We were adding that up the other day, and I think it's like 13 or 14, I forget exactly. We have had quite an adventure. I became an officer in 81, my wife in 83. We had about a 10-year break in the 90s, I believe, but we have moved mostly right around in the Midwest, although we did get opportunity to serve at the national headquarters out in Alexandria, Virginia, right outside Washington, D.C., as well as most recently in 2012, we went to Papua New Guinea on the other side of the world to spend a couple of years serving there. But now we're back in the Midwest and grateful. Our children and grandchildren are growing up, so it's good to be back closer to them. And but yes, moving frequently is a kind of a normal thing. We spent 2 years in Kansas City just before this, and kind of were expecting it to be longer, but our life is such that it's not that much of a surprise when the phone call comes and it's like, oh, okay, you're needed elsewhere. Off we go.
Well, we hope you're around for a while.
Thank you. I do too. We're really hoping.
We were talking before the segment about plans for the future.
Yeah.
Christmas is not that far away when you think about
Sure.
it. I know that's a big time to raise funds for the Salvation Army.
Absolutely.
How are y'all looking at that this year?
We started when I first arrived in town. We're already talking about it. Of course, the COVID pandemic has created a lot of things up in the air, a bit of anxiety as to how we're going to be able to approach Christmas. It is our biggest fundraiser of the year, most important time for our fundraising for the Salvation Army. We do have a lot of community partners I've discovered who are going to be working with us and helping us out in a lot of different ways, some new and unique ways, obviously because of COVID. So we still hope to be out there ringing the bell at the Red Kettles, as people are familiar with seeing. Our partners will be receiving opportunities in the mail to send in contributions, end-of-year contributions and those kinds of things to help the needy in the area because, the pandemic, among other things, has created a lot more need out there, obviously. We see and hear about that all the time. So we do expect to have a great need, a lot of folks coming to us this year, so it's really important that we figure out how to get around this COVID situation and still raise the funds that we need. But,
So right now you're planning as normal, but you're keeping in the back of your mind things might have to change.
We're building contingencies already, but lots of opportunities for the community to support and help and partner with us in a lot of different ways, volunteering and donating. So
Okay. Well, we'll get you back here too as we go through the months.
that'll be
to
great.
talk about it and how people can help.
Appreciate that.
The information people can look for online is rocktheredkettlecomo.org, right?
Absolutely. Yep.
And your phone number is 442-3229. I've known that for years now.
Yeah.
Facebook, TSA, Columbia, Missouri. So many different ways to get on, help out, volunteer, and see what's
Absolutely.
coming up in the future.
Yeah. Thanks so much.
Major Curtis Hartley, thank you so much. Maybe next time we'll see your wife.
Yeah, I hope so.
Okay,
We'll see.
otherwise we'll see you on a future segment. Thank you.
Sounds good.